What's going on, guys? Welcome back to ETTGYA. First, we want to give a shout out to Sportslifetalk. You can find them guys on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can check them out as well. Also, we want to shout out to Custom Connections for all your cakes, desserts, anything you want sweet, they can make it. She can even make a cake with a child hiding from the 400 up on the bleachers. All right. So we're going to shout out to those guys. Also, this segment is going to be brought to you by Tier 1 Athlete. All right. Tier 1 Athlete is ran by Coach Wickard. He has 14 years of college sprint hurdle coaching. He also coached at TCU, TTU, Louisiana Tech, Air Force Academy, and UNC. He offers training to all athletes between the ages of 10 through 18 in the DFW area. And some of the things he trains is going to be speed development, hurdle training, and he also offers some NCAA recruiting mentorship for it's going to be for your juniors and seniors, which is good because nowadays you need to have a plan to help with recruiting for your athlete. Don't wait for the schools to call, and don't wait around to get letters from the school. You want to go ahead and jump on that recruiting. It's a big deal. If you have somebody to help you out like Coach Wickard, that's a good deal. That's big right there. I like that. Also, his training is going to be in Frisco. And also you can check him out. He's going to be on social media. You can find him on Twitter. It's going to be Tier 1 Athlete. And that's going to be TIER, the number 1, then Athlete. He's also on Instagram. It's going to be Tier 1 Athlete, and it's going to be an underscore behind that. You can find him on Facebook. It's going to be Tier 1 Athlete Performance, and his website is going to be tier1athlete.leagueapps.com to sign up for the actual training. So parents, if you don't think your kids is getting enough training at practice, or if you don't think they're getting enough practice at school, you want to get some specialized training, this is the guy to contact. He has it. He has the experience. He have coached on a high level. So you want to make sure you reach out to them. Especially if they're going into high school. He can help them ready, to get them going, and just check him out. So go on there. You can look at some of his training videos. I was on the site, I guess about 15 minutes ago. So you can go on there and see what kind of work he's doing. If you have any questions, just send him a message. He'll get back with you. And that's Coach Wickard. It's going to be WICKARD. And I got a good show for y'all today. So when I come back, we're going to talk about PR versus medals. And one topic I'm going to hit on. I'm going to hit on heat sheets and the numbers entered. The heat sheets up top. We're going to talk about that. All right, we're going to talk about that. So stay tuned. I'll be back in a second. Takes a track that out. Hey guys, Sex Attract Dad here. If you're looking to start your own podcast, all you need to do is download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Also, guys, if you are looking for uniforms, equipment, anything to do with track and field, I need you to check out trackmore.com. Put in the discount code, text to track that, and that will get you 10% off. All right, guys, thank you for listening. Text to track that out. All right, guys, we're back. Track Dad is back. We're going to just jump right into this. All right, topic for today is going to be first, we're going to talk about PR versus medals. So do you think it's better for your athlete to PR at a track meet, or is it more important for them to get a medal, a gold, silver, bronze, or whatever? So my take on this is my take, right? And I always tell you, hey, this is my, and I tell y'all, this is my opinion. And that's all it is, right? So at a track meet, to me as a dad with a track athlete, I feel that it's more important for my daughter to PR at a track meet rather than getting medals, because you can go to a meet, you can get a gold medal, but you didn't run your fastest time because for whatever reason, not a competition there, you didn't get out the blocks right, or for whatever reason you didn't run a good time, right? If you PR, that's progression, right? That's progression. Your training is paying off. You're doing the right things. You got out the block right. So I just feel sometimes that parents and coaches be like, hey, you got to get a medal, get you a gold medal. You need to get your gold medal. Well, are they PRing though? Or did they run better this week than they ran last week? So if they ran a slower time this week than last week, there's no progression there, right? It's no progression. No matter if they get a medal or not, it's no progression. So my thing is, like I said, I tell my daughter, hey, we want to do better this week than we did last week, right? Because medals, when you look in articles and you see this athlete won a gold medal, right? To me, the time is more important, right? Just bear with me. I'm gonna let you know what I'm getting at. So a PR is a time, right? That is documented. That time is documented. If they get a medal with that time, that's a plus, right? That's a plus. But that time will go on the sheets, and it's there, permanent. It's there, permanent, right? That's why I make it important that my daughter realize, hey, first, we need to get a PR. We need to do better this meet than we did last week, right? And if you get a medal, it's good. But the thing is, if you PR, sometimes the medals come hand in hand, right? At a certain level. So what I'm getting at is, just like the Olympics, when you winning gold medals in the Olympics, that's probably gonna be an automatic PR and a record broken probably because the reason why is because of the athletes you run against, you know, um, and that's why it'll go hand in hand. But like if you go into local meets and you know trying to get ready for association, trying to get ready for regional, I just think that this is my opinion. Once again, I just think it's important for the athlete to PR first. Then if they get a medal on top of that, that's just a plus because the PR is at the record books, especially if they have electronic timing out there and all that. That's in the books, and that's another thing is when you run a time, when you run a good time, just say your athlete run 11.9. That's your athlete 13, just say 14-year-old, they run 11.9 in 100, and that's the fastest time they ever ran all season. They go to JOs, and they don't run so well. They ran a 12.4 or 12.3 for whatever reason, right? That time they ran at that meet before JOs or whatever, it's in the books. It's in the books. Time after time, go to JOs and people just losing their mind. Then I go back and look at the numbers. This kid ran their top time at a meet that had electronic timing. It's put on athletic.net. It's put on Texas Mile Split. The time is in. The time is documented. And the time is documented because they PR'd. They ran their fastest time. Don't get caught up in these medals is what I'm getting at. Don't do it. Do not get caught up in the medals. Right? As long as your kid is having fun, you can PR before you even get to JOs. But then again, like I said about the Olympics and with the Junior Olympics too, if they make it to the finals, they probably gonna PR and get a medal, right? Because they run against, the top in the nation. They run against the top in the nation. So that's why especially like in the local meets, you're trying to get them prepared for association, regionals, to make it to the JOs, right? Because that's where the big dogs at. And JOs, right? That's where the big dogs at. So they don't medal at a local meet. It's fine. Look at the numbers and see, hey, you did better this week. That's fine. We're going to improve next week. But don't harp at them because they didn't get no medal. I mean, come on. But like I say, hey, I can only recommend stuff. It's a recommendation. That's what I do. All right. The next thing I want to talk about, since we're talking about JOs and association and all that good stuff, and track meets that are sanctioned by USTF and AAU track meets or whatever that require numbers to be put in on the performance list heat sheets numbers. I'm just going to touch on this a little bit because what I want to do is I have a live stream now and I want to cover this topic again where y'all can comment or whatever, right? But when you put numbers into the heat sheet, and I'm not talking about when you submit numbers, for your track meet. you're going to, or whatever. If your kid runs a 11.9, I'm use 11.9. All right, they run 11.9, 14-year-old, right? You go in there and put 11.8. You submit 11.8 for the heat sheet, right? For the performance list, or whatever, for the numbers to get, into the meet. You put 11.8, right? I'm not talking about you guys. They run 11.9. You're like, hey, let's go with 11.8. Cool. I get that. I get it. I'm talking about if your kid fastest time during the season was a 12.4 in 100, 14-year-old, 12.4 in 100, and you submit a time of 11.7. Never ran, never hit 11, haven't hit it yet, but you submit that time, right? So you submit the time, then you got the big dogs on there. They put their times in. And I'm talking about the kids that train constantly. They work horses. Hey, you can wake that kid up. You can get that kid out the bed, warm them up by 2 minutes, and they go hit their time like that. Boom. Right? So you put the 11.8 in there. You have kids in there running 11.7, 11.8, like all the time. They hitting it. They there, right? You put them there, and your kid end up getting in the heat, getting into a heat with one of them, right? So what are you? My question is, what are you expecting? What are you expecting? Are you expecting your kid to beat this kid that's a legit 11.8, 11.7? They run it all the time. They've been running it the whole season. It's impossible. It's impossible. My thing is, put the right time in. They get heat up with a fast kid. And if something happens. But I never understand why these numbers get put in and they end up knocking other athletes out that put in their true numbers, who should have been in that heat. They should have been in there. But false numbers were put in and knocked the kid out, right? It's just something I don't get. But my thing is, put the right time in. I know this has been going on for years and years and years and years, and every year it's the same thing, right? I just think the right time need to be put in. That's my opinion. Hey, but coming up on the show, I have some special guests. Gonna be streaming live. Y'all gonna get to talk to him. I have an author coming on the show. Been talking to him. He's gonna speak on his book. I'm not gonna tell y'all who it is. I'm not gonna tell y'all who it is yet, but I'll be giving y'all some more information on that soon. But you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We're on YouTube. When you go on Instagram, you can also go to the bottom of the page, check out our highlights. You can see the athletes' profiles. We have Kalia Davis on there. Gabrielle, Good Games is on there. We have the Branch sisters are on there. You can look at their performance sheets I have on there. And also, if you look at the bottom of that sheet, I also made a comment of each athlete. Makai Parker's on there as well. You can check all of them out, but you can also recommend an athlete if you want me to talk about an athlete, a female athlete. You can send me an email at elitetexastrackgirls@gmail.com, or you can send me a message on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. All right. So it's been a good show today, guys. Got some more stuff coming up you're going to love. Oh yeah, before I get out of here, I'm going to talk about the fast track meet that's coming up in December, I believe. We're going to hit on that next week, guys. So stay tuned, and I'll talk to y'all later. Text Track that out.